loss, and especially not going to a majority draw. This is a win for Manny Pacquiao. I'm just going to say it.
I don't think that Mario did enough to win. I don't think he did enough for a draw.
So if you have world-class judges, why can't they make a decision? Why can't you go one way or the other? You know what I'm saying? A draw seems very weird to me. But
following last weekend's majority draw between Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios, Pacquiao's camp has officially filed an appeal with the WBC, challenging the judge's decision. Many observers, Pacquiao included, believe he did enough to secure the win. Two judges scored the bout 114-114, while only one favored Barrios with a narrow 115-113 score. Pacquiao's performance, widely praised as remarkable especially after a 4-year hiatus, has led his team to demand a formal review and push for a rematch, calling the outcome controversial and a missed opportunity to crown Pacquiao with a historic title.
Manny, the fans came out for you again tonight, but describe what you thought of the judge's decision.
I mean, I thought I won by split decision. Like, it was fight, but I thought I won.
Didn't look like a 46-year-old tonight. How did you feel inside the ring?
I feel good. Like, I feel happy. Like 2 months training. Like, although short, but it's enough. Like, I want to train like 3 months of time, but I start late because of the election in the country.
What worked for you tonight, and what was missing late in the fight?
Missing late in the fight, like the last two rounds, like the cramps. It's okay.
But the rest of the fight, you look great. What happens now, Manny? Because there was options for you moving forward. There was even talks of a Floyd Mayweather fight. What do you see going on next?
Oh, that's another story. Like let's talk about it. Good for me. Like, I initiate again.
Do you feel that you have what it takes to be a world champion once again?
Yeah, I think so. Like I can still do it. For 2 months training, 4 years layoff, and then 2 months training. Like
Pacquiao was unwavering in his stance after the fight, insisting he had clearly done enough to win. "I thought I won the fight. It was close, but my opponent was very tough," he told reporters, confidently backing his performance. The CompuBox stats seem to support his case. Pacquiao landed 81 power punches to Barrios' 75 and controlled the crucial middle rounds. Legendary trainer Freddie Roach scored it 8-4 in Pacquiao's favor. Undeterred by the outcome, Pacquiao remains determined, calling for a rematch and vowing to continue inspiring his people through perseverance and legacy.
I know you enjoyed the fight, but I thought, although the decision is not really favor to me, like I'm sad, but I did my best. Being a no fight for 4 years, I'm happy for my performance tonight. So thank you to all your support.
I feel I won. Me and my team feel, that we won, and we're very proud of what I showed. And I'm still just thankful to be holding my title.
I think although my performance is good tonight, but I'm not satisfied with my combination tonight. I should throw a lot of punches and more aggressive to knock him out. I thought that after the 12 rounds, I won the fight. Like my analysis, like I won 8-4. That's my analysis for the fight. But the thing is, I'm surprised with the announcement. It's draw. So I did my best in the ring. The fans is it's so happy of my performance. But don't worry, Pacman is back, so I'm still here. Most of the fans, they're expecting that, they thought that I won the fight. And although at age of 46, the Pac-Man is still there. He's still giving a good fight to the people, to the fans. That's why I'm so thankful to God because He gave me the strength and good health.
MP Promotions CEO Sean Gibbons blasted the draw verdict, labeling it a glaring example of what he called the dirty side of boxing. He cited Pacquiao's superior performance, landing more power punches and clearly dominating the middle rounds, as proof he was robbed. Gibbons didn't mince words, claiming the result was tainted by biased judging and behind-the-scenes politics. "This isn't just a questionable score, it's a stain on the integrity of the sport," he said, demanding a full investigation and greater transparency. His strong stance has fueled broader debate about systemic issues in professional boxing.
The gambling aspect, I don't know. I mean, how does Manny lose cleanly? If you have world-class judges, why can't they make a decision? Why can't you go one way or the other? You know what I'm saying? A draw seems very weird to me, but I'm very proud of him because he spent 7 weeks preparing for this. The guy ran for an election for 3-4 months, did not train at all, did not fight for 4 years. The guy I watched put 7 weeks of training in. It's incredible. And to be robbed of the chance to make history, it's just sick. I hate this sport. I really hate boxing. This is the ugly side of it. This is the side I've done it for 37 years, makes me just want to get out of it. Because it's so sad to me.
What are your thoughts on the rematch that they asked Barrios about?
Fuck Mario Barrios. Who the fuck wants to see him? Manny Pacquiao beat Mario Barrios. Fuck Mario Barrios. Not in a bad way, I like it. But fuck him. Manny Pacquiao beat Mario Barrios. Why should he? What does he need to fight? You know, if Manny wants to continue fighting, there's fighters like Goldie Romero. There's fighters like Javon There's these guys out there. But I would never, I say never, it's not my decision, it's Manny's. But when you do what you did and win a fight like that,
Veteran broadcaster Jim Gray pulled no punches in his post-fight analysis, declaring that Manny Pacquiao definitely won and calling the result a shame for boxing. Gray pointed to Pacquiao's pressure, power shots, and overall ring control as decisive factors that were not reflected on the judges' scorecards. Echoing the frustrations of many analysts, Gray stressed that the outcome damages public trust in boxing and amplifies calls for much-needed reform in judging, especially in championship-level bouts.
Jim, did you think Pacquiao won that fight? It was good.
Manny Pacquiao, I won. Yes, I did. I'm not a judge, but it's clear to me and clear to my eyes. And it's a shame. It's a shame for boxing. 2 judges who, can't decide who the winner is. Really? Barrios, the champion. I guess you have to beat the champion, and I guess in their eyes they didn't clearly do that. But to me, it was an astounding, amazing, outstanding performance by a 46-year-old man. This is one of the all-time great performances.
Former 2-time welterweight champion Sean Porter was visibly frustrated by the result, calling it a slap in the face to the fans and an insult to sports justice. Porter criticized Barrios' inability to impose himself, noting his lack of consistent bodywork and control. "I thought Manny won, and he won clearly," Porter said, labeling the draw as a case of bad judging and incompetence. He went further, questioning whether the judges truly understood Pacquiao's unique style and strategy. His remarks echoed the outrage of fans and pundits alike who felt the decision was unjust.
Listen, we've seen Manny on the end of bad decisions before. Timothy Bradley, Jeff Horn fight. Shout out to Tim. I know how you feel about that. But this is what he's got to deal with. You can't go through a camp, do what you just did right there. We saw all the heart, everything that we've always seen from Manny, and this is the result. Shout out to Mario. He made the fight difficult just from being a big guy who is a better boxer than I realized. Came to the ring with a true game plan to try to box and be patient, find openings and things of that nature. I don't think that Mario did enough to win. I don't think he did enough for a draw. I think that there was a lot more that he could have done. But the main thing is the style that he chose to box was actually a good style to use against Manny Pacquiao. They were saying that they were going to come right to the middle of the ring, and they did. But they came to the middle of the ring, and then they circled, they moved, they worked behind the jab. Not enough jabs, not enough of everything for Mario.
Wade Plemons, host of the Wade Concept, described the majority draw as a moral victory for Manny Pacquiao, highlighting that at 46 years old and after a multi-year layoff, Pacquiao outperformed expectations against a reigning world champion. Plemons criticized Mario Barrios for fighting passively, saying he lacked the urgency expected of a title holder. Barrios had every advantage: youth, size, activity, and still couldn't convincingly beat a smaller, older opponent, he noted. With 2 consecutive draws in title fights, Plemons went as far as to call Barrios the weakest active champion, claiming his lackluster showing reflects poorly on the state of the welterweight division.
All right, so we are back on the Weight Concept presented by the Ring Magazine. And folks, I just watched Manny Pacquiao, that's right, 8-division world champion and 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao, off a 3-year layoff. Manny Pacquiao off a loss before the 3-year layoff. Manny Pacquiao go to a majority draw with a world champion in a title fight in 2025. What the just happened? Breakdown. Let's go.
He is the star of Weight Concept.
So like I said, Manny Pacquiao, 2025, fighting for a world championship is not something you expect me to hear. Number one, especially off the 3-year layoff, especially at 146, especially off a loss, and especially not going to a majority draw. This is a win for Manny Pacquiao. I'm just going to say it. Tonight he fought Mario Barrios on PBC, on Amazon Prime Video for the WBC World Championship. Mario Barrios, I like the guy, but it has to be said, when you have 2 of your last title defenses ending in a split draw and a majority draw, you may be the worst title holder in boxing right now. I'm sorry. That's not comparing him to being a shitty boxer. It's just saying that as of right now, he might be the worst world champion in boxing and maybe one of the worst I've seen in a while. Also, kind of unrelated, this kind of looks bad for Tank Davis's record because that was supposed to be a stalwart win on Tank's career when he moved up to 140 and beat Barrios for the belt there. But now it's not looking so good because 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao just went to a majority draw, and you can argue that Manny Pacquiao should have won the fight.
Manny Pacquiao came out strong, dominating the early rounds with his signature speed and sharp power punches. However, as the bout wore on, fatigue began to set in, and Mario Barrios seized the opportunity to ramp up his offense in the later rounds. While Pacquiao started off in control, Barrios' late-round surge helped him secure a majority draw. One judge scored it 115 to 113 in his favor, while the other 2 had it even at 114 to 114. As a result, Barrios retained his WBC welterweight title.
Was winning up until the later rounds. Let's talk about it. So, like I said, Manny Pacquiao off the 3-year layoff, 46, didn't look great against Ugas in his last one. You had to think, okay, well, Barrios beat Ugas kind of decisively. This is going to go one way and one way only. Barrios potentially by stoppage or decision. That's not what happened. Barrios was so tentative in this fight. He was essentially standing there for some of the exchanges. Manny Pacquiao came out and did what Manny Pacquiao does. By the way, credit to Manny. At 46, he still had some feet. He was moving, dancing on Mario Barrios. He was throwing combination punches going forward on Mario Barrios. And when he wasn't doing that, he was countering Mario Barrios, who looked like a stick in the mud. He looked like he couldn't even get out of first gear because Manny was hitting with combinations.
Many boxing analysts felt Pacquiao clearly won at least 6 rounds, thanks to his crisp combinations and lightning-quick flurries that electrified the crowd. Even Barrios himself acknowledged Pacquiao's remarkable power and skill, admitting the veteran was far more dangerous than expected. What angered fans the most were the razor-thin margins on the scorecards. Just one more round in Pacquiao's favor could have swung the decision his way instead of ending in a draw.
Put Keith Thurman on his ass in the first. Oh my God, it's an experience, and it's another element opponents have to face. And then all of a sudden, Manny just starts cooking. He's just like, and Freddie said it, like he has this good 6th round, and Freddie was just like, you get him with a 5-punch combination, I think you can get him out of here. Now, I don't know if he was ever at that point. I can't say that Barrios was ever really in danger, but I think Freddie was right. Like, I just think that if Manny showed the threat, I just think it froze Barrios for all these rounds, and so he had a run of like 4 straight. And at my point, he's up on the scorecards, 87-84, which meant all he needed was in my mind. And I was pretty in line with the TV broadcast. I think that we had a little bit of a swing on 8. I think 8 was a little closer, or 9 was a little closer, excuse me. but all he needed was one more round. And and mind you, I bet on him, but I was like, you know, Barrios comes out in the 10th. His trainer's like, hey man, you can't respect this guy. And it's tough because Manny pulls these tricks like where he's like trying to delay coming out of the ring because his tape's messed up, or he's like messing with the guy saying, hey, you're hitting me low, and like even the ref would be like, Manny, I'll determine if he's hitting low. But he's so charming. You just look at him like that. But Barrios comes out in that 10th, has some really good body work, and you're like, all right, I think he took that one. So then it's 96-94. Get to the next round, Barrios, he has some that was the closest that you could have probably leaned Pacquiao, in my mind. But Barrios had some flurries. It just looked like he was getting better up, and it kind of looked like Manny was starting to wear down a little bit.
Boxing experts have heavily criticized the judge's decision, calling it blatantly unfair. They point to Pacquiao's clear dominance in key middle rounds and his advantage in power punches 81 landed to Barrios' 75 as compelling evidence that he deserved the win. Instead, judges issued a majority draw, allowing Barrios to walk away with the title intact. One judge even scored the fight for Barrios, a move many say contradicts what unfolded in the ring. The verdict has only intensified calls for reform in boxing's scoring system.
Anything significantly great. It makes guys like Manny Pacquiao want to come back to the sport of boxing and fix this garbage. Let me go back to the sport of boxing. That's what we're talking about right now in the welterweight division, the rematch between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. And Manny Pacquiao will be Floyd Mayweather in the rematch. I said it. I like Floyd, a legendary fighter, but I believe how Manny Pacquiao fought yesterday, and we haven't seen Floyd Mayweather. I know he's still in shape, but this Manny Pacquiao and the footwork that he displayed yesterday, and like you said in the post-fight interview, he threw a little bit more punches, but of course he's 46 years old, but I'm just saying, even at 46 years old, he's better than all these guys. He'll knock out Devin Haney, like worse than Ryan Garcia did.
Commentator Phil Martin added his voice to the growing chorus of dissatisfaction, expressing strong confidence that Pacquiao had done enough to earn the win. He echoed the opinions of countless fans and experts who believe the judge's verdict failed to reflect the actual dynamics of the fight. Still, Martin acknowledged the official outcome, highlighting the widening gap between public perception and official scoring in the sport. He also cast doubt on whether a rematch would happen, adding further disappointment to an already divisive result.
Pro Boxing fans here with Kamel Mo and Kamel. We've just seen a draw between Pacquiao and Barrios tonight. What do you think?
It was a great fight, and Pacquiao put on a hell of a performance, and much respect to Barrios as well. It takes two to tango, so it's just an overall great fight.
Who did you have winning?
I personally thought Manny put it out, and I feel like he deserved to win. But it's boxing, and I'm not mad at a draw either.
You want to see a rematch, or do you think they should both fight other people?
I don't think I want to see a rematch. Manny did. It was a great fight. I think we should just leave it at that. I would like to see, Pacquiao and Mayweather too. That's really the fight I want to see. And
Kamel and the undercard.
Definitely, absolutely. That'd be a huge card.
What do you think of Barrios in that one?
I don't know. I think Pacquiao's style was kind of throwing him off. I've heard a lot of very skilled fighters say that Pacquiao was real hard to, get the rhythm of. He's real awkward.
Respected boxing analyst Max Kellerman, formerly of HBO and now at ESPN, has long maintained that Manny Pacquiao deserves recognition as one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters in history. On his show Max on Boxing, Kellerman highlighted Pacquiao's extraordinary journey from flyweight to welterweight champion, claiming titles in 8 weight divisions and consistently taking on elite, often larger, opponents. For Kellerman, Pacquiao's career stands as a once-in-a-generation achievement.
Who would your top 5 be?
Sugar Ray Robinson.
Number 1?
Yeah, and then pound for pound. See, Pacquiao he started as a flyweight champ. Not just he started his career there, he was the champion at flyweight and then moved up. There's so many divisions between flyweight and junior middleweight where he also won a belt. Even the fact that he could compete with Floyd Mayweather, who's a naturally bigger guy and one of the greatest pure boxers, Pacquiao's overall body of work, you could have him second pound for pound behind Sugar Ray Robinson.
How come I'm watching highlights of him knocking people out though, as little as he is, man?
That dude. It's the calves, man. He's got those fast twitchies and those big calves jump in on you and generate a lot of power. Crazy hand speed and power from the southpaw. Really awkward, hard to beat, lightning fast. Pacquiao was all that.
Oscar De La Hoya didn't mince words when weighing in on Pacquiao's comeback at age 46. While acknowledging Pacquiao's legendary career, De La Hoya issued a reality check: age is age. He's stepping in against a young, hungry fighter with skills and volume. He added, training hard is one thing, but being in the ring at 40 plus is another entirely. Though respectful of Pacquiao's discipline and commitment, De La Hoya made it clear time waits for no fighter.
I'm rooting for Manny 1,000%, obviously, because we shared the ring. But age is age. I mean, you just never know. He's going in against a young fighter, who's hungry, obviously, who has the skills, who has the punch output. Hey, Manny, go out there, do your thing. Use your thick calf legs to just run circles around him. Oh, I can't wait.
Former world champion Fernando Vargas offered a balanced take on the Pacquiao vs. Barrios showdown. He admitted Pacquiao no longer looked like his prime self, but praised the heart and grit the Filipino legend displayed. He left it all in the ring, Vargas said, underscoring Manny's determination and spirit. Though disappointed with the majority draw decision, Vargas believed fans were grateful just to witness Pacquiao in action again. In his view, the crowd's reaction spoke volumes about Pacquiao's lasting impact. Despite being just 2 months into training and nearly 47, Pacquiao impressed with his speed, ring IQ, and power, outboxing a younger champion for most of the fight. While Barrios' late push influenced the final scoring, many see the result as another blemish on boxing's judging system. Whether or not the appeal succeeds, one thing is clear: Pacquiao still belongs on the world stage, and fans are eager for what comes next.
Right?
Okay.
I thought Manny won.
I think Manny did a good job towards the end. Last round I gave it to Barrios, but the last 5 rounds,
yeah,
the 12,
I had the same way.
It was Manny Pacquiao. I thought Barrios was going to take it, but I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Well,
great job by Manny Pacquiao. 46 years old.
4 years old, 46. And you know boxing, so people can't say that you're biased or you're just straight. I think he won. Regardless.
It's not the money that we used to know, but.
Do you believe Pacquiao was robbed? Should the decision be overturned, or is a rematch the right path forward? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.